Hi guys and welcome to Bomb Anime.
It's your girl Ruka.
And Big Boy Summer here bringing you the Dawn of the Witch Part 2, Hot or Not.
First of all, I thought it was really interesting that the church decided to train death row inmates as witch hunters. I thought it was a really smart move, but also up.
I think that's putting it mildly and very lightly. I mean, yes, it's very efficient. And yes, these guys are built killers. But damn, that's kind of twisted from an organization that is supposed to be divine and kind and loving.
I thought that the church made a great terrorist organization in this one, including Hort's backstory. I mean, from episode 1, we were both saying we didn't really trust her. The smile obviously hid a lot behind it. And we found out that the church sawed off her antlers, reprogrammed her, and sent her in as a spy. They were a really good terrorist organization. They had proper spies, sleeper cells, inmates that are willing to do anything, fighting for their cause. They even have Beast Fallen on their side. Like, they had no downsides to the church, really, in terms of the way that they were running their organization.
I honestly don't know how they lost. I really don't. I feel like it was placement. They picked the wrong village. There's loads of other villages out there. Could have attacked the academy. Could have gone further south and then started targeting witches in different small villages. You picked the place where Zero, the writer of all grimoires, resided in. Are you stupid? Like literally, you don't attack your enemies at their strengths. You attack them at their weaknesses and then make them feel like they're weak so that they give up. Like what they did to you.
I can't even deal with you, just behave. I was a little bit confused in one of the earlier episodes when Kudo had said that after he had been almost killed by the witch hunter, had said that he couldn't grow his tail back quickly. And I thought that was really weird because on his backstory, he was a child and he was part of a freak show and they were literally chopping off his arms and stuff and saying, watch them grow back. So I don't really feel like he would have been impressive if the audience had to wait for 3 days for his tail to grow back or for his arms to grow back. And if they were using magic to regrow them, that's also not impressive, and you could just do that with anyone, and then the whole regeneration of it all doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I saw that as a plot hole also. I was like, okay guys, what's your story here? Where's the consistency? Can he regrow? Can he not? Does he need magic? Why does he have to encounter a huge spell? Like, I'm pretty sure he wasn't saying those spells before he became a mage when he was a little kid getting his arms chopped off.
Now, I thought that maybe it was because he reattached it and it could grow from a reattachment, but that's not as impressive.
You don't want a lot, do you?
I'm just saying. He's part of a freak show.
I mean, okay, I get what you're saying, Ruki. You're not wrong there. It's not prime time. It's more like, budget based. I want to talk about the trauma. There was so much trauma in this anime. Like, for a 12 episode anime, I feel like every episode had some trauma in it. I mean, the good guys had trauma, the bad guys had trauma, the bad guys that turned good had trauma, the main character had some serious trauma. Sabi watching his mom get unalived in front of his face, and then that nightmare fuel of a witch that decided to try and take him. That was a lot. Hort watching her friend in a pile of bodies getting burnt. That was a lot. Kudo being subjected as a freak show. That was a lot. Caddy was a lot. Like, when he came into the village and then they treated him so nice. He's never had a nice bed, a nice meal. He thought that, oh my God, these guys aren't as bad or monsters as we think they are. And then out of nowhere, he basically had a seed inside him that grew into some monster. That was a lot. Tyrant was beaten up constantly by his father. He was used as a tool his whole life. What were you trying to do? Make the audience quiet? And I didn't feel like you committed to anything. It was just snippets. Because you put so much trauma in it, it desensitized us. Well, it desensitized me. And so I just thought, what trauma's going to happen now? Oh no, he has a reason. Oh no, she has a reason. Oh, okay. All right, count it down. That's how I thought. What about you?
I did not feel the same way. I didn't feel desensitized to it because I feel like in this kind of environment, it would be quite obvious that a lot of people would have trauma. It's in a time of uncertainty, in a time of war, and even the village, it really didn't have much. So I could understand it from that perspective. And they showed you just enough just so that you knew that all of the characters had some form of trauma, which I feel could have worked totally fine. Where I agree with you, the trauma didn't have any effect on the characters. And that's where, for me, it fell flat. Apart from Caddy was having a dispute within himself, saying that like everything he had been taught was all a lie. Yeah. But then at the same time, he couldn't stop his animosity towards a traitor because he had still had that brainwashing done to him. But for all the other characters, it just didn't go anywhere. Even with Sade, it was horrific what he had blocked, and I could understand that he would block those memories because he needed to be able to cope. But then when he got all the memories back, it didn't really do anything. Yes, for a second he couldn't touch Holt, but then it went away almost as if it wasn't ever a problem. And so the fact that it doesn't have any effect on the personality, on your actions, or on your character as a whole was a big miss.
I mean, maybe Hort as well, not just Caddy for me anyways, because Hort kept that animosity against Tyrant the whole way through. That was consistent.
Yeah.
But it wasn't necessarily because of the trauma. It was because she had actually someone around her that she could blame for the trauma. It was there. It was visceral. She could actually do it. But even then, because of her whiny antics, it took away from the seriousness. You're making a serious decision whether to keep someone or execute them for their crimes. And yes, she made a hard decision. I don't take that away from her. But it wasn't done seriously, or I didn't feel that it was done seriously. I felt like it was done in a jokey way to kind of lift the mood. And rather than give the audience, the respect to have that emotional connection, you kind of dampened it down with baby whiny anime antics. It kind of hurt me a little bit to watch that, because I was thinking, do you really hate this guy, or are you just ribbing him? But that one scene though, remember that one scene where she saw him in the bar and she was like, I'm gonna let you live. I'm gonna have your back, because the more you live, the more people you like, and the more you will think about all the atrocities you committed. I loved that. I thought that was the most realist part of the whole anime, and it lasted for about 30 seconds.
I disagree with you on this one with Hort. Although, yes, they did have the whiny anime antics, I feel like it fit because of the type of anime that we're dealing with here. So, because of the way that this one is set up, it's not really out of place. It's not going to handle something like that so seriously. And I think that the way that they dealt with it afterwards, with her seeing him and then having a flashback and that kind of thing, that brought it back for me. So I have to agree with you, Hort, as well, but I didn't really see that as her dealing with her trauma, but she actually is. So I changed my opinion on that one. Hort's character definitely dealt with it, and it did change her character. And I loved when she said that to him as well, when she said, you're gonna have to deal with this. And then you saw him thinking about it. He obviously likes that teacher, and he's started to think about, oh my gosh, what if someone did what I went around doing to all these other people?
It was brilliant.
So I like that.
I just wish that the anime kept the same vein the whole way through. It wasn't consistent in that sense, in my opinion.
The test that the 3 kids have to go through, they made it seem as if they do this every year, where they lie to 3 students, or they lie to a group of students that have a lot of magic power, and if they have too much power and they're going to make the wrong choice, they expel them. To me, this is dumb. This is so stupid.
Stupid, lad.
Why would you expel mages with such magical potential, knowing that they are willing to go evil just because you don't want to teach them? Doesn't mean they can't learn. Shouldn't they be killed? I feel like, since the stakes are so high, killing them is appropriate here, because they could just go to the church.
Yep, 100%. Don't leave weapons lying around. I mean,
right. Why are you leaving a loaded gun sitting here?
It's so dumb. And because the anime didn't say that they would execute them, or didn't say that they would punish them in any way, or anything like that, it's impossible to say that they would have done that or wouldn't have done that. I mean, Zero was well within the power to do it, because let's be honest, when they did the test, Zero had overwhelming strength against everyone, including the Dawn Witch, which I can't remember her name right now.
Lou.
Yeah, and so therefore, it should have been stated clearer that that's what would have happened, because I feel like that's what should have happened or would have happened, but I don't know. Because the anime didn't say, I have to assume that they'll just be expelled, left to wander the streets as really souped up guys who have now been disgruntled that they've been expelled by the only thing that they thought they would have their future in with all this magical power. It makes no sense. It was very dumb. I agree with you, Ruka, 100%.
I also have to say I really hated the magic system.
Okay.
I felt like the incantations took so long to the point of being impractical to be used in any form of battle. And also, I don't trust a magic system where you have to give your name for your spell to work. Now, I'm sorry, maybe I just like listening to too much lore, too much mythology, too much like fae lore. Giving your name is just a no-go. Your name holds power. It can have the power to have you trapped, have you controlled, have your magic used or taken. No, sir. Why does your magic system require me to give you my name? No.
Okay. I guess hold tight to all the wicked them out there. Like, obviously, Ruka's got your back here. I mean, like, you know, you guys are good people. Okay, so I actually like the idea of the magic system. I don't like the practice of the magic system. Literally, for the same reasons that you don't. It's impractical, too many words. What are you doing? Takes too long. I mean, like, look, Zero cast an undead spell where she raised a mountain of undead to kill one being, right? It took forever. If Beastman had slipped, tripped, twisted his ankle while he was trying to keep that demon bred or demon spawn at bay, she would have been deaded. And she's already sick. The only two people in the whole anime that had practical fighting magic was the Dawn Witch and Sabi. But Sabi didn't bother doing incantations. All he did was make potions that actually really worked. And his potions buffed everyone else up and so on and so forth. Practical mage. Dawn Witch has one staff that is a wicked staff, by the way, that will just do almost anything. It seemed like it was omnipotent. Multi-shifting, multi-phases, turn into a monster when it feels like, eat anything. It was fantastic. That is it. Everyone else, bruv, in a real fight, you would have got guapped. I'm just saying. You would have just got gutted. Once I hear you start talking, that's it. I'm aiming for you.
I thought that the outcome of this war was a little bit ridiculous. You know, everybody goes home, nobody gets hurt. However, the war itself, the use of the traps was awesome.
Fantastic.
And also, even healing them gave me a little bit of torture, you know, like, I thought it was sick because when I first heard them saying like, oh, we gotta set up traps that aren't gonna hurt anyone, I was thinking they were gonna set up like pathetic bear traps or something like that. No, they were slicing and dicing people.
They made people naked. That was so deep. I thought that was hilarious.
That's what you got from this.
Look. How embarrassing is it to come, you're ready to fight, and then out of nowhere all your clothes are off. That is hilarious. I'm sorry. That made me laugh. However, I kind of also thought that having that mindset in a situation like this rubbed me the wrong way a little bit because it's serious. These guys sent 10,000 people against you.
Against a village. Low population village.
There were kids in there, a teacher. Do you get what I mean? Like, we actually got to know these people. And you sent 10,000 troops to come and take out this village. It didn't feel like you took it seriously because these are trying times. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but in my head I would have been like, you lot should have really F with us. So I'm gonna make sure you don't F with us in a way that you remember. Embarrassment, yeah, some people get embarrassed, but did that stop the anti-witch faction? It just felt embarrassing and now they're gonna come back harder next time. Like, you should have completely obliterated everyone so that no one survived. You should have taken the fight. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
No, agreed. They should have been completely eradicated. Not one man alive. Okay, so what did you think about this one overall?
I'm actually going to give it a heart. Yes, there is a lot that was wrong with it. But I actually really liked the story. And I liked going through Sabi's trial. Because, like, for me, it sounded like an allegory for how to deal with the shut-in by giving them friends and bringing them out into the world. And I really like that aspect of the story personally.
It had good things going for it, and things that it missed on. It wasn't the worst anime I've ever seen, not by a long shot.
Platinum End.
I would still watch this anime, like I would have watched it sort of in the background, but for me what makes this a massive nut has to be the fan service. To me, it was disgusting. We had just too much philic things going on in this anime for my liking. My daily quota is 0, and unfortunately they went above my 0 meter. It was unnecessary, the kiss between Lou and Sabe. Although they're saying she's much older than she is, they made her act like a child, they made her look like a child. The only that wasn't childlike about her was how she was dressed, and they made sure they gave us about 1 million panty shots of this kid that looks like she's 8. And then they carried it on with the mouse that looks like she's even younger, looks like some kind of 3-year-old, making weird innuendo about her and the father. I mean, okay, I guess that tracks.
Ooh, whoa, oh.
But I don't think that it was appropriate. Then they gave us a side of incest because, you know, why not?
I mean, yeah.
We already discussed this last time. Big Boy Sam is all for it.
No, whoa. Slow your roll. Slow your roll, okay? I am not for actual aunts and nephews doing the kissy thing. I'm not for
I
that.
love the way you had the actual.
I'm not for
Okay, so we know where you're for it.
I mean, there's a line. There's a line.
I mean, they brought kissing cousins to like the forefront of this anime, and it was just not for me.
Skip the cousin.
Do you not recommend?
Yeah, okay, Ruka, I get you. Like, there was a lot. I mean, the whole unrequited love thing, and then hearing of the watching of certain garments and this, that, and the other, going into detail about stuff. They're all kids. So, guys, if you made it this far, thank you so much. We really do appreciate it.
And I'm sorry. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
Peace.